Hey everybody, welcome back to the Exploding Ivan TEI here, and today I have a pretty special video for all of you. So, many schools do this thing called the science fair, where many kids do their own experiments, write it down, put it on poster boards, and then they compete with other students to find out who has the best one, and then the best one will get some sort of prize. So, today I'm going to teach you how to win at these science fairs, what project to choose, what category to choose, how to present your project, and just basically from this one video you're going to learn how to win the entire science fair. So this is going to be done in 3 or 4 easy steps that I'm going to show all of you right now. So hope you guys are all ready. Make sure you guys got your cool snacks, your popcorn, your notepad, and your pencil. So let's get right into it. The first step for getting the ultimate science fair project and to win at the science fair is to get your idea and your category. So I'm sure most of you already have some sort of an idea of what you're going to do before you get here. Maybe I don't know, how does coffee affect plant growth? What's everyone's favorite color? Something simple like that. But most of you have something that's either in psychology category or in the plant sciences category, which is anything to do with plants or anything to do with surveys. Now, most of these categories are very, very popular. Like, everyone's in them. So if you really want to make it through the science fair, it's a lot easier to be in one of the less popular categories like intelligent machines, maybe mathematics, mathematic sciences, even engineering sometimes is not very popular. And it's good to be in one of those because you'll have much less competition. It's a lot easier to win out of 3 people than it is out of 300. And usually the judges will have more time to really look at your project more than if they had to get through 300, 400. So then you want to find out what your project idea is going to be. Now, a great way to find out your ideas, sometimes even just looking it up, but usually it's just thinking, what can I do? And then doing it. Sometimes like you have to actually make your question from this I already know what I want to do type thing. Like, let's say if you really like soccer, you can do what's the best way to kick a ball to get it into the goal 80% of the time. Or if you really want to, I don't know, play video games, you can think of something like what move or which one of the 3 options will most players pick. That might be in psychology, but if you make it right, like if you word it right, you might get into the mathematics category. So a lot of it is about how you word your project and also by what category you put it in. So what I did is I did what AI is the best at chess, and that's in the robotics and the AI category. And as soon as my school found out that I was in the robotics category, I went straight over to the regional science fair without even presenting at my school-wide level. And that's because there was no one else in the entire school doing the robotics category. However, if I did something like plant sciences, there's a pretty big chance I wouldn't even have made it to the school-wide level because my teacher might not have said, okay, yeah, sure, you should totally go. So just make sure, step 1, get a good project. Step 2, making your hypothesis. Now, right away, I'm sure most of you already know the answer to what your question is. Like if you think what AI is the best chess, I already know from the beginning what AI was the best. But, however, your hypothesis shouldn't reflect that. Because what the judges like to see is that you learn something. So even if you think, I don't know, kicking a ball normally is going to do better than trying to throw it in with your hands or something special, or like hitting it up and then hitting it with your head, I don't know. Try to make your hypothesis something different that can still be justified. Because then it looks like you really learned something from your project. So making sure that step 2 is you have a nice hypothesis. Also, it's to make sure you only have one test variable. If you're testing multiple variables, then it gets pretty difficult. Like let's say you're testing different goal size and different ball hitting methods. Those are both, could be good individually, but when you put them together, then there's too much to measure and it really gonna waste a lot of time. So step 3 is making your board. Make sure, like this is huge, make sure your board looks nice. Because when your judge walks over to your board, the first thing they see is your board. Then it's you. So make sure you dress nice and make sure your board looks nice. Because your board is generally the most important thing. If you have the beautifulest, like the best made project ever, the best speech, it's not going to do well if your project is just like a normal board with nothing on it. Also, make sure your board falls into the size requirements and that you brought your abstract too, because those are the main things that I see people get disqualified for. Also, make sure when you're presenting, you're doing like clear, fluid motions, gestures, not waving too much. No, hey guys, welcome back. No, don't be too excited when you're presenting, of course. On YouTube, excited as you want. So make sure you are presenting, but make sure you're not bored while you're presenting. Make sure you're having fun. And yeah, that's generally 3 steps to doing great on the science fair. But there's still one. The 4th step is the most important. You always, 100% of the time, want to tell the judges why you did your project. Because just saying, oh, I had the AI play each other for fun, that's not good. They're not going to be interested by that. But if you say, I had the AI play each other because as a chess player, I need to know the best one to improve against because AI help you a lot to improve, the judges are going to be much more intrigued. And if you're saying just, I want to find out the best way to shoot a ball for fun, it's not going to do as good as if you say, I'm a soccer player and I really want to do soccer the best and score the most goals. I don't play soccer. Anyway, it's always good to make sure you have a great purpose for your thing. Even if you don't really have a purpose, you can just kind of make one. Let's say, what other examples did I have? What card is most likely that people would guess? See, you might think that has almost no purpose. But then when you need to think of a purpose, you can think, I don't know, this is going to be good because if you're a magician, you're going to need to know what card is the most common so that you can put that on the top of the deck in your completely random tricks. And at least some sort of justification is good. Of course, something more important than that would be great. Something above that would be pretty cool. Not just base level things. If you have something very good, make sure you have a great purpose too. And make sure you tell them your purpose. So these are 4 steps you have. Picking your project, low category. Categories that have nothing much in it. A great way to get through the science fair. Number 2, hypothesis. Make sure your hypothesis is wrong until your second hypothesis. Your second hypothesis should be correct and your conclusion should be correct. 3, present right, have a good board. That's just probably the most important. Fourth most important. Have a purpose. Thank you all. I've been the Exploding Ivan TEI. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you didn't, watch another one. If you did, watch another one. And thank you all very much for watching. I've been the Exploding Ivan TEI. Almost at 30 subs. Let's keep it going, everyone.